Shadow the new Praetorian. The music used in today's piece is the creative property of Golly Music. Swing over and check him out. He sure knows how to write a hook. The opinions and ideas expressed in today's piece are that of the Laughing Ogre and should not be mistaken for the opinions, ideas, or thoughts of any sane human being. Now, you thought they were bad before. Get ready, folks, because the CIA is exposed by the Laughing Ogre! I am Jack's complete lack of surprise that the spooks have been spying on you. Let me tell you something. Out of respect for this person, I am going to let the song that you hear in the background play on a loop while I speak to you today. This is just a teaser because I got a lot of reading to do, Lucy. Because somebody got lots of explaining to do, Lucy. What's the deal? Hey, listen, are you surprised? If you're surprised, you either one of two things. You do not watch the Alex Jones show, or you don't believe anything he says. My friend and I, the King of Esty, we sat around the table because Alex Jones came on the show and he was talking about, let me tell you something, people. They're listening to you on your phones. We were sitting here talking about desks one day, and then I picked up my smartphone, and when I looked at it, oh my goodness, not only were there gay frogs coming out of it to get me, but they knew I was talking about a desk and there was a bunch of advertisements for desks. Well, my brother, the King, and I, we sat around and we talked about chairs for about an hour. Phones on, but just face down, not on, but just, on, but face down. We talked about an hour. Oh, I'd love to have a judge's chair, the big leather ones with the button leather, and what King would say, I like the cloth ones, man. I want a cloth one, like that racer chair. After an hour of that, we both picked up our phones and got on Facebook. The only advertisements that I saw were chairs. Since then, I carry a Faraday bag, and I put my phone in it. You think I'm nuts? There's no tinfoil here, because I don't think that the moon's sending out signals. I think David Icke went batshit crazy. Alex Jones, he might be batshit crazy. He's been telling you people this for years. He's been trying to tell you that his family has connections to George Orwell and that he knows people in the CIA, the low men, constant viewers. The low men have been watching you. I'm looking at two aging flat panels. I do not have a television in my house. No cable comes into here except for my internet. And, what can I do? HughesNet, you think they got something here? As far as I know, they're watching me. When I hear Donald Trump say something like, oh, well, I always err on the side of security, so I assume somebody... Ah! I got a lot of reading to do. So while I'm doing that reading, I just want to kind of give you another little teaser here. I call this man boss, and he pointed out on the live stream, not because he's my boss. I call him boss because I do strive and hope to work for this man one day. I can see the potential he has, and I know my potential. So that said, take it away, boss. You know what that means?
YouTube, this is the Hard Bastard, and those of you that had said don't shorten your videos, which I haven't. I want to make clear that the short videos I'm doing in addition, basically trying to test out a format to see if a secondary news channel with a different format would work. But the long form
sounds good, boss. Good idea.
Now, those of you that want the long form videos,
I will be submitting you 2 reports a week from now on. Do with them what you will. Total respect, boss.
Yes, sit back and relax, because this shit is going to be long. I have no choice with this. This is such a huge story. There's so much involved in it. But what I'm going to do is go down some bullet points in the beginning, so those of you that don't want to stay for me going over the WikiLeaks press release in its entirety, you can just get like a gist of this.
So I'm going to stop him right there because you heard what he said. He's giving you bullet points, and then this video is 1 hour and 23 minutes long. I watched every second of it. It's hard for me to keep up with all the hard bastard stuff, but I'm not even going to lie. This is my #1 source for news. Why? Because he deconstructs bullshit on YouTube. He has put an obvious, huge amount of his life into this, an obvious, tremendous amount of research and time. And I got to give him a little teaser, boss. He just makes this hilarious joke that, you know, you got Scooby-Doo in the gang there, Velma and Fred and the gang there, and they got the guy there that's like, whoa, you know, we've got the bad guy. Let's see who it is that's been spent. It looks, you know, it's the CIA. He's a Russian agent. He's a Russian agent. I just messed that up, but I'm leaving it in there. I'm not going to cut it. He's a Russian agent. And it's like, whoa, we got the bad guy here, you know, Ivan Blavatsky. And then they take the mask off, and it's a CIA. And it's like, jinkies, we would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. Free Snowden. Free him now. Let Julian Assange go. Not only that, give these people the Nobel Peace Prize. You gave it to Obama? He is a murderous fiend. The day they gave him that Peace Prize, he signed executive orders to send drones to the Middle East to murder innocent men, women, and children. And even though I voted for him, the bastard that's in the White House right now still does it, and he thinks he needs to err on the side of security and says, oh, he expects his phone calls to be tapped, but then has a tissy fit when he finds out his phones were tapped. So which is it, Trump? Do you want your phones tapped? What, are you president now, so you're above it all? You're a human being. And for Vernaculus, that was a great question you asked. You pasted a thing. I'd have to look it up to see exactly who it came from. But the progenitor of it, for me, was Vernaculus. And hey, brother, man, I've been a subscriber since you were in the 200s. You used to say something to me once in a while, but I wasn't on Twitter back then, and I went by the handle of something I can't say right now. But, man, come on, man. Shoot a brother something. Just let him feel a little love, because I really respect you, dude. You are a huge reason why I'm doing this right now, because you got balls, friend. So what? Let's see. What did he say? It says, this is from a retweet from Vernaculus. How do you feel about Thomas Paine's idea that the dead don't rule the living where the Constitution is concerned? You know, yes, let me read the whole quote. How do you feel about Thomas Paine's idea that the dead should not rule the living? And how can that be reconciled with the nature and purpose of the Constitution? Our founding fathers live immortal in the stream of time. They will never die. As long as I have a beating heart, as long as Joe Biggs is out there, as long as Alex Jones, Stefan Molyneux, Vernaculus, I know Vernaculus, the Britisher, the hard bastard, Based Mama, Day is Dead, Amanda Wolfchild, Plain Speech, and even you, Falcon Millennial, as long as we're out there, they will never die. And if you try to trample the Constitution too much, if you come and you try to take away all of our rights, 1776 will commence again. Now remember, folks, be good to your friends, be good to your family members, be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology from that friend, family member, or loved one, especially when that thing they've done seems to be so huge you'll never be able to forget about it. Because constant viewers, in a time you think not, your friends, your family members, your loved ones, and your founding fathers will be carried away from you. Moloch did have to join us today, and the staring eyes of the owl are upon you. Will you look back into the owl's eyes? Will you stare back and say, I stand here with free humanity everywhere, and we will not be watched by the likes of you. We have our own lives. You're the illusions. Hey, Sydney Runtime, was that pretty good, man? I got my eye out for you, buddy. You know to go say it again, especially when I talk that trash about Bohemian Girl when I say, oh, is it 666? And who is this Sydney Runtime? He must be somebody. I just like to know who he is. I tell you what, I'd like to have a beer with you, brother. Well, I should have quit you, baby. Should have quit you a long, long time ago. I should have quit you, mama. Oh, such a long, long time ago. I never would have found myself here in this predicament, down on this killing floor. Ah, so cruel. I should have listened, mama. Should have listened to my second mind. I should have took you, my little darling, and hit to my second mind.